right, everybody.
By the way,
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to Daddy Issues from the Comedy Store. With me, as always, Adam Hunter, new daddy. He has a beautiful baby girl. Me, I've got 6 kids. I'm an old daddy. And Nicky, he still needs his daddy.
I love you, Dad.
And we have such a special guest with us tonight.
Yo, I'm hyped.
This evening, whatever it is.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Krista Allen.
Yay! Wow, that's so sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. There we go.
She's got a baby as well.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah, he's a man. He's almost 22 years old, baby.
Is he 20? It's Jacob, right?
Jake.
Yeah. Okay. Because I saw it's Jacob.
I could see you being like the
Jake.
most fun mom ever.
I am.
I'm sure.
I'm
So,
also the most annoying mom ever.
22. My boy is going to be 21 in October.
He's a showrunner, the kid.
No way.
He's not a showrunner. He's a line producer.
Line producer.
Totally.
How
it's
dare
a bit
you.
different. No, I mean, he's not a showrunner yet, but he
Right.
will be.
That's awesome.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he's doing a movie I'm going to talk to you about because he just told me about it. There's a whole thing. Anyway, he's doing a $450,000 budget.
What?
And he wants to put me in it. God
Yes.
bless him. What a good kid.
And-
You raised him right.
And he's putting me in the next one that he's doing, and he was going through the list, and I was like, you know who would be great? Dean McDermott. Do you know who that is? And he was like, oh my God, he'd be perfect. And I was like, he really would.
It was the homeless part.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's the homeless part.
The
but
rapist.
So the scene is you're at a glory hole.
Is that okay
4
with
homeless
you?
people.
Totally fine.
I-
it would not be my first time in a glory hole with homeless people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I think it
so.
builds character, frankly.
That was one of
It
those
does.
Christmas movies you did back
It
in the
does.
day.
We filmed that in Toronto. I don't want to talk about it.
It's called Santa Claus is Coming right now. Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming in me. So what's going on, Krista Allen? What's new and exciting?
What's new and exciting? I just finished a movie. Another movie. It's probably going to go to Lifetime. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but usually they go to Lifetime.
Yes.
But I was so excited about it because I heard about this movie and I was like, I'm doing a movie with Mira Sorvino and Penelope Ann Miller and all these people. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I got to set so excited. Hadn't seen anybody yet. And I did a story on Instagram and I was like, I'm so excited to be here. I'm doing a movie with Mira Sorvino and Penelope Ann Miller. I'm so excited. I walked into the trailer and it was,
Mina Savari.
yeah, Mina Savari. And
Honest mistake?
so I had to go back to the story and go, I made a mistake, you
And
guys.
and then Tom Cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got fired.
And then, I should have, but I was like, Mina should just do a story and say, I'm doing a movie with Krista Allen. I would have taken it. It would have been fine.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, but she didn't. But-
Did you tell her what you did?
Nope, didn't do it.
Yeah, because you
Nope.
run the risk of her not having a sense of humor about it.
Well, yeah, I didn't know. I mean, she wasn't tagged in it because I tagged Mira Sorvino.
Who was flattered, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She was over the moon.
Mira showed up on set.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, what's
She's like,
going
where's my
on?
trailer?
What's happening? But yeah, I just wrapped that. That was fun. Everybody was awesome. It was really fun.
What kind of character did you play?
I was sleeping with. So,
Mina
or I
Savari?
had no, yeah, that's a different movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was sleeping with. I had gotten somebody's husband who ended up going crazy, and yeah, Nikki's gonna love it.
Me and
And
Krista actually had a movie date where she was supposed to come over 2 weeks ago, and I actually was freaking out. I didn't want to tell you this, but I cleaned my whole apartment
know,
from
I
head
remember.
to toe, and then she blew me off. I was on my hands and knees.
Ooh.
I
cleaning a bathroom.
I didn't blow you
She had
off.
to work. She had to work.
No, I had an audition that came
Yes,
in.
that's true.
That ended up. All right, listen to this.
He deflated his air mattress for you.
I just wanted to lay in my bed and comb each
Oh my
other's
God,
hair.
He
no.
turned
That's
his
all I
futon
wanted to
back
do.
into a couch.
Yeah.
So I went to this movie. I went to this audition, and my agents had called me and said, "Just go to the audition. Whatever." It was great, and it seemed like it was a lot of dialogue. But in the script, the girl was 22 years old, and I thought, you know what? They must be doing something different because otherwise they wouldn't be calling me in. When I looked at the breakdown when I was there, it said a Krista Allen type.
And you're
That's
Krista
so-
Allen.
But maybe 20 years ago.
Oh.
So, and everybody was young, and I was like, what? Why would they send me in for this? Like, what is
Did
going
they have
on?
you pick people that were like you back in the day?
Yeah.
Did you walk into a
they were
room
really
of
vapid
Krista
and
Allen?
just like really insecure. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I remember you.
But with really toned arms, not from working out.
Not from working out. No.
But she
From-
has the funniest stories ever. Like the story yesterday, you came over about the sushi.
Oh God, I went over to Adam's house yesterday. I was on my way to Adam's house. All right, so I went out. I went out of town this weekend. I came back, but I didn't drive the first day I was back. Anyway, I was going over to Adam's, got in my car, and it reeked because I had left sushi in my car for 4 days, and it was disgusting. And I was like, ugh. It was just all fishy.
Now, do you have
and
a
disgusting.
garage or underground,
I
or was it
do.
out in the sun?
No,
Did you think
no.
it was a
But-
decaying lesbian in the back seat or
No,
something?
I was home. But
I was on my way over there, but the car, it was disgusting. I was like, oh my God, threw the sushi away. When drove away, I was just like, and I ran a stoplight and I got pulled over. And as I was sitting there, I was like, fuck, I didn't think about it. And then as the guy's walking up, I'm like, oh my God, it reeks in here. He's going to think it's me, you know?
yeah.
And
It could get you off a ticket.
well, and so when he put his head into the window, his face literally looked like he was going to vomit. And I used it to my advantage, and I just kind of opened my legs up a little bit, and I go, not like sexy or anything, but I was like, I have a terrible yeast infection, and I need to get to CVS like right now. And he just looked at me and he goes, drive safe. And it was emanating out of the car. It was, and I was just, but that's why it was really fun. But I got
try that.
I got
right.
out
Good
of
luck
a
with that, Nikki.
ticket. I got out of a ticket, and what do you do with that?
You used a kind of sexy vaginosis kind of angle. It worked.
yeah, sexy.
Yeah, but
Well,
I
she
looked,
opened her legs a little bit. I mean, that's.
well, I wanted the visual to be there, you
You're
know.
just like sushi shot out. You know, like.
I was about to apologize for like how bad it smelled and be like, I left sushi in the car, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want a ticket. So what is the worst thing that you could say to a guy
I've got a
that's going to
smelly
make them?
kitty. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I did get a ticket.
Yep. What
Yeah.
was that for?
It was for a busted stinker.
Wah, wah,
That's
a good one.
But you're like the level of hot where I don't believe you could ever get a speeding ticket.
I thought you were
feel
going to say
you're
she could
ridiculous.
never
Any
get smelly
ticket,
down there.
I-
Like-
I think sometimes it
Or
might
both.
work against you that cops are angry that they can never bang Krista or is like a really hot chick, so they
No.
give her a ticket.
Have you offered?
All the time, you know, when they ask me to blow, I'm like, unzip your pants, you know. because-
Right.
But
Should I
usually,
cup the balls up? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's never worked for me.
Do you like prostate stuff? No. Okay. All right. It's fine.
Are you into bum stuff?
Let's do a colonoscopy right on the side
Yeah.
of 101.
No, I've gotten plenty of tickets. As a matter of fact, I just went on. Do you do things like on what is it? The credit bureaus, all of the credit bureau, the credit
Check your credit
things,
rating,
whatever
the
it is.
Experian, the
Yes, like one of those
TransUnion,
things.
Credit Karma shit.
I was just looking through my file for whatever reason. I think I got an alert that said, "Do you have a message?" But then I was looking at you can look and see all of your police records and stuff like that, and it said that I had like a police record, and I was like, "What?" It was from 1989. I guess I stole something. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
You're like,
getting
was a lapse
caught?
of
I was like, "What?"
lapse
was
in
it?
time.
I thought it was like literally like the police record you had. Like on my shirt. I have a shirt that
I
says
love
police.
that. Synchronicity, great
Oh,
album.
Hey,
Go on.
that's funny. I just got that. You had to show the shirt. Okay.
You have a police record. Zenyatta Mondada.
Yeah.
I gotta look for it. It's here somewhere.
But yeah, I was looking through it. Speeding tickets. I didn't appear in court. I had like all this stuff going on. I was like, wow. Anyway, there's nothing else to that story.
You got to
How
stop
many-
doing that. You got to stop falling for those tricks because your account got hacked one time and then the FBI showed up or something. Like,
What?
Yeah.
you got to stop giving your information to these things when you get alerts.
Right.
I think that's how it's happening.
Well, no.
Okay,
The
why
reason
did the FBI show up?
the reason that I have an Experian thing now is because of all that stuff, and it wasn't the FBI. I was cyber hacked. I wasn't cyber hacked. They had actually found a portal into my computer, and said there was a van parked outside my house. This is what we
we
found
can take
out.
this out if you want.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Should we talk about it or whatever? It just like, yeah,
Okay,
maybe not. Is it like weird?
No, not at all. If you don't want to talk about it.
Does it like make people like go?
No, I just don't want you to get hacked again or something.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's
I'll
take
tell you about it later.
Let's take
Okay,
Tell
it
us
was me.
about it
It was
later.
me. I'm sorry.
let's
I'll never
take
do it
this-
again.
Let's take this.
I'll
part
tell
out.
you about it later.
It's
You
not-
can,
we don't even
if
have
you
to
want to
take it
hear
out.
what
We'll just
happened, you
skip.
can follow my OnlyFans account for this exclusive piece of content.
Yeah.
There may be some areolas in it too.
Well, so last night at the Dime Bar.
Call me at 310.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Yes.
So last night at the Dime, I'm on stage, and I went up last, but like 19 comics up ahead of me, because I'm like, I want to do a longer set. I don't want people that will go after me. So I'm on stage, and first there's the girl in the front, this like attractive short hair girl with like a scarf. So I thought she was a lesbian. Like she had like a lesbian vibe, and she's like, no, I'm a musician, and I was like, what do you play? She's like, the ukulele. I was like, as if it's not hard enough to make it. Now you got to do that, right? So then this like Mexican dude, I can tell you an accent. He's like, oh, her name is Sasha. I go, you know her? Is this your fan? And he's, no, I just think that's her name. I'm like, okay, you're just yelling out people. He goes, yeah, man. He's like, I lost my leg. He looked down, he had one leg, right?
Oh God.
And I was like, what happened? He goes, I got hit by a car, but I got $8 million settlement, you know?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, I guess I have a joke. A one-legged guy walks into a bar. And then like,
I have to tell you, that's my dream.
what?
To get hit by a car. And I have a friend who got hit by a bus, and she has a scar, but she could wear a hat. And she gets a check every month, a big check every month.
How much did she win?
And a couple in the thousands. So now, truthfully, I would hope that, and I think if
It's
I
not
were to
your
lose
dream.
a limb,
Come on,
it's
man.
up there, Adam. Because
Really?
I think they would make me more likable. I think more relatable.
Yeah.
Who-
And Nikki's not into sports, so he really
I-
wouldn't miss the leg.
It's
really.
kickboxing.
Listen,
Wouldn't.
picture how you feel about me right now, the three of you. Picture me without an arm, with just one arm. I think you'd be like, oh.
I couldn't hug you. I'd feel awkward. I'd have to. Wouldn't want to stare at it, but I'd kind of feel like I.
Okay, so suppose it was like a Vincent Van Gogh and it was
No,
just
I'm
an
kidding.
earlobe. Don't you think you'd like me a little more?
An earlobe?
What?
Coming from someone
caught
that
that.
got ear surgery. Oh, thanks. No, I'm happy that I even told him that you got hit by a car in the U.S. because in Mexico, he's like, they would hit me again. That's what
Right. They'd back up.
So that's what he said, and I go, hey, I'm like, at least your pants are half off. But he was the best. He was laughing at everything.
That's awesome.
He was having a good time.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of the Dime, this young lady here has been doing stand-up at the Dime. What got you into stand-up?
John Lovitz is one of my dearest, oldest friends. I've known John for 24 years. He's been trying to get me into stand-up for a very long time. You gotta do it. Come on, you can do it. And I'd be like, no, I'm never going to do this. It's crazy. And then, my show got canceled on the CW, and things got really slow for me. But I was writing, and I had comedian friends, and I would like write jokes for people or like whatever it was. And it was, I love writing. I love it. And then my friend Jody Miller, I told her about it, and she goes, why don't you get up in the belly room and try it out? And I did, and I really sucked, but I got a couple of laughs, and that's all it took. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. And there was something about it, because my whole life I've been very shy, very awkward, and I still am super awkward. I'm super all of these things, but I always thought it would be really, really hard for me to get up on stage, and that would be because people were in front of me and I'd be in front of people, but we're kind of in control when we're up there, so it's a totally different thing. I still can't walk into parties and feel comfortable. Like when I walk into the Dime, there's a bunch of people there. I'm always like, I keep my head down. I'm like, hey.
I hate walking into that place.
Like, but yeah.
She's like in camouflage.
I'm the
like,
same.
She's like,
I love coming in the back door. The first couple of times I've gone,
heard.
I went.
Yeah.
I went through the front door and I was like, I'm right in the middle of someone's set too. That really sucks.
It feels weird. Like up until like maybe 5-6
You
years
wish.
ago, I would be at dinner in a restaurant with a group of friends, and I would hold my pee if I had to pee because I didn't want to walk through the restaurant and have people look at me. Like it's the weird. Like it was that intense. Like I don't know. I think it's weird.
I
I'm
get
just
it.
working through
I
stuff.
would do the same thing.
Really?
Getting up to order.
Yeah.
At like the Subway or McDonald's, I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna say the wrong thing. People behind me are watching me. I was like so insecure. So I totally relate.
But do you ever know, like, I don't know about you guys. I know for me, for sure, I have like this false bravado that comes out now when I'm around groups of people because of stand up, and I get bigger and more inappropriate. And all of a sudden I get kind of gangster and like inappropriate, and I don't know who I am, and I'm like, where is this coming from? But it's like my coping mechanism for social anxiety.
Do you put on like brass knuckles? Like how ghetto do you
Yes,
get?
I have them on right now, but they're on my
You mean like
vagina.
yesterday when I gave you that look?
Yes. Well, that was real. I was talking to as a friend. I was there and my tummy hurt really bad. I told Nikki and Nikki understood. I told Adam, I go, can I go up a little bit earlier because I really need to shit. And and Adam went, ugh. And his face was priceless. And I was like, oh my God. He was like, he just didn't even, he wouldn't look at me. He just was like doing like a boomerang from somebody who was like, get the fuck away from me. Like,
It was just like, I hope she didn't have corn.
Why wouldn't you go to the bathroom before your set?
Because
I think you'd be more
No,
comfortable.
she said, how much time do I have before my set?
okay.
no, because it just
You were
hit me.
uncomfortable. I wish I had Pepto to give to you.
It hit me. It just hit me because it just like those things hit you. But it wasn't like a nice shit that would have a tail on it. You know what I mean? Like a solid thing. Did I say a
time where your
tail?
butt
tail,
cheeks
yeah.
tremble a little?
It's the kind that's like you don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
Well, I eat Taco Bell, so I completely understand.
That's what you said last night.
Yeah.
I was like,
so there's
Nikki.
blood in your stool all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I just like,
So-
it's just like I've never caught my wife shitting. Ever.
What?
Ever
What?
once.
Really?
See,
Yeah.
that's love.
Like, I actually, like,
Is
I even.
it?
No, it's not.
I would
shit
never
with-
let him.
No,
Somebody,
Tori and I shit
She's
with the door
28 though.
open.
She's also younger.
You're so.
I've
Yeah.
seen it all. I've
She's
seen
28,
it all.
but I'm like, wow. Like even when I clean my baby shit, I'm like, see, they actually, girls do shit. I had no idea.
No, some girls, me too, for a long time, I would just like keep all the shit in and it would just come out as drama.
I don't think if I was seeing a guy, I'd want him to see me shit. I feel like I would do exactly what Bree does. Like I would be like, I'll be right back, and then go like across
I
the
don't
street to a
know.
neighbor's.
I think
Run to the
it's
corner
a
gas station.
bonding thing.
Devastate
I
their
wouldn't.
bathroom.
Look,
Go to Wawa.
the only time I ever saw her shit was when she was pregnant and I was in the room and like all that was going on
Ooh,
there.
she shit?
Well, kind of. It was like there was a lot of stuff down there going on.
Yeah.
Her legs and her. It was just like, and she's like, and then she was like, "Fine, get my mom. I have no more pride left," or something. I'm like, "It's okay. It's all right. It's
Oh,
I'm
poor thing.
40. It's whatever." Like, but when the hot girls were like, "I'm gonna go shit," it just took me by surprise. I was like, "Huh?" Like,
Yeah, but it's me.
yeah, I
like,
know.
But
Yeah.
Adam's not used to hot girls telling them that they
Well,
have
you
to shit
are?
when he's not
Well,
laying
you-
flat. He's bare chested.
When it's not a Cleveland
And-
steamer.
And you don't have
Yeah.
you don't have a German accent.
I lost my job as a Saudi prince.
Yeah.
And,
Adam,
so-
would you like the shiza now?
What? Tori shits in front of you?
We both, yeah. We did,
I think
door's
that's, I
open,
think
it's-
that's
yeah,
a good thing. I would do that too.
Really?
I have a lot of boundary issues, so it's something I need to work
You know what?
on.
I actually think it is a sign of, maybe not love, but that you're soulmates, because there's some people
It's
that
openness.
would try to do that in front of me, and I'm like, that's disgusting. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
wouldn't do it in front of them, but the fact that T and I do it.
Everybody.
It's also Tori spelling. If
Everyone
it was Ramona
poops.
who works at 7-Eleven, I don't think I'd be able to see her shit. But Tori, I
You have not seen
Ramona
Ramona
Yeah,
shit,
you
though.
haven't seen
Ramona?
Ramona shit,
Ramona,
especially
yeah.
after she's eaten a couple of those rolly dogs.
Now
and-
let me ask: when you guys shit in front of each other, is there a squatty potty involved? Is
Oh,
there?
there-
No, I tried the
Squatty
squatty
potties are
potty.
best.
I can't. You have a squatty potty?
I
do.
can't. I love it more than anything. I
think-
couldn't wait to get home to use my squatty potty
I
last night. I
tried.
bolted out of the dime.
I think I'm too tall. I think I'm too
Yeah,
tall.
and your legs go up too
Yeah,
high.
they go up too high, and then
All of a
I
sudden
fall-
you're blowing
I-
yourself
I fall
on-
forward, and then my dick's in my mouth. It's just
Yeah.
weird.
It's a lot.
You know what I like to do with the squatty potty? If I'm, sometimes I can't just go right away, but I know it's there. It just takes a little longer for me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'll
I
do
don't know what
the
you're talking about, so send
the,
video.
the shit thing. So I'll put my legs up on the squatty potty and then put my trash can in front of me and my computer on it, and I have an office.
Wow.
Who shits that long?
Wow.
I do.
Really, it's so funny when people read and stuff, or you set up your computer. Like, who shit, especially
Because
with a
it
squatty
takes
potty.
a while.
You must have good
sometimes.
quad strength then.
I get hemorrhoids if I
Maybe.
go too much. If it's too long, I can't look up read or like.
It's so weird. I'm an in and
Yeah.
outer. Get it in, get out.
I'm so jealous of that. Like it does.
So how
take
long
me
would
a
you
little-
say you spend on the? Is there a time like your son is like? Is she missing?
Like
where-
20
was she
minutes
abducted?
sometimes.
She read War and
20
Peace yesterday.
I could go. I can be on there for like 20 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, I guess it's good.
20 minutes, yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. But 20 minutes, your quads must be like killer. If you're on the
I
s-
don't like
She shoots for
stand
20
over
minutes.
bearing down on my quads.
So that's why your arms are so toned. Wait.
Oh, the squatty potty. You have to squat down.
No,
So-
you don't squat. You put your legs up on it.
It moves
Sometimes
up
they
so it's
fall
like a
asleep a
bowel.
little bit.
It's like a,
You fall asleep?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
No, I don't
Oh.
fall asleep. My
Oh.
legs.
You
Yeah.
sit your ass down on the toilet on the squatty
And then
potty?
it's here.
Yeah, it,
And
like,
then
moves it.
I go over like, so I'm bending over everybody out there. I'm bending over and showing them exactly how I do it.
It's on
So
video.
the squatty potty is here.
Show
Oh,
them.
there
Show
it
the
is.
show the
Yeah,
kids
it's
at
right here.
home.
Okay, so it's like this, but then my legs are up. So if there was something here, and then the trash can is here, my laptop is here, and then I can just go like this.
How big is the like an Oscar the Grouch trash can? Like, how big is this fucking trash can?
No, it's like here. Then my computer's here.
It's a,
and
a wastebasket. It's a
something
wastebasket,
about it
not a
just
trash can.
allows everything to come out really effortlessly in 20 minutes.
So that's why your arms are so
That's-
toned. It's the typing on the
that's-
computer for 17
I like how
hours.
maybe.
I like you're nervous to go to the dime, but you're telling everyone about the squat. Your whole shitting technique.
I
Yeah,
think,
our
but
millions of
I think,
listeners.
I think, you know what? I like to be of service, and I think that this is helping many people that go, you know what?
It's very
I might
American
have-
of you.
This
I
is
might
a public
have
service
shitting
announcement
problems.
from Krista Allen.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had a squatty potty computer and an Oscar the
But-
Grouch trash can.
That's the way you're supposed to poop.
What?
Squatting like the squatty potty.
Oh, like-
that's how we're supposed to poop.
Like in China?
Yeah,
they have a
yeah.
little
Yeah,
hole
or even
in
in
there?
Europe and in Paris, they still have some of them in some of the older buildings. So just a hole in the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Greece. You're supposed to squat.
How do you know? What are you, the poop master? Like, how do you know what this
You
is?
have no idea what I'm into. You have no idea. It's dark.
But so you're feeling better this week.
I'm feeling better this week. Last
You look
week,
good. You
Were
look
you
refreshed
sick?
and lively.
Yeah, he
No,
was-
I
he was
was
just down at the
really
dumps.
depressed. I suffer from depression,
I do too.
and I got really
You're
dark.
so happy about that.
No,
I got really
I know,
dark.
it's like, what a
last week.
moment.
no, Dean, seriously, I'm not even joking. I was calling treatment facilities today because I was thinking maybe I might want to go away for a minute and like.
Like Britney
I,
Spears.
And I'm not joking. I seriously did. I was talking to Adam about it yesterday. I was like, God, what is going on with me?
No, but you told
And-
me you were going to see like a therapist. You didn't say like away.
No, that was just this morning, but I found this really cool place and I was like, God, that would be awesome, but it's so expensive.
I know it's so expensive, but I was thinking the same thing. It's crazy. I was like, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta check out for a little bit.
I'm going to tell you about this place. It is.
Is it PCH?
No.
in Venice?
No, it's in
That's-
Rosarito, Mexico.
I'm in.
This sounds safe.
No.
Now we have to worry if we don't see it. We're gonna be
Rosarito
like,
is
is she
nice,
away
right?
No,
or
I'm gonna
taking
tell
a
you
shit
all
for
about
17
it.
hours?
What is this? Narcos?
No, it's like, I can't remember. It's like a holistic
And all you have
type
to
of thing.
do is just swallow a couple balloons of Coke on your way back.
That's all it is.
And
Yeah.
it's free. It's free. It's free therapy. Just
wait, what-
put this up your butt and,
There's a lot of places in California. Why Rosarito, Mexico?
Because they do holistic
and the surfing
healing. They do a lot of holistic healing, and there's like a little bit of plant medicine that they do at the end of your treatment, and it's kind of, you know, like it's kind of a spiritual kind of connection as opposed to like a 12-step or any basic cognitive therapy type of thing, which I think I need both, but it's just detoxing and like anything that's going on, but then they do plant medicine, which is not allowed in California. So you go to
What kind of plant?
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Ooh, that's like
Oh,
a crazy.
it's like it
It's
has
hallucinogen,
hallucinogenic
yeah.
properties, right? Okay.
And it's like, so it like goes into this, it sounds amazing to me. It's a place that I was like looking at. It looks,
Let me just call my wife and see if it's okay if I go to Rosarito, Mexico with Krista Allen.
and do some ayahuasca.
Do some ayahuasca.
Why don't you
brings
leave
back
it?
a lot of
There's
parts.
Hey,
only,
honey.
there's
Why don't you
only,
leave the kids here? Just leave right from the comedy
Just
store.
leave.
there's
right
only
from-
7 people allowed at a time, and everything is very one-on-one. It's not like a big group thing. It's not like a whatever. It's like, it's very one-on-one, and I have a lot of childhood trauma and a lot of PTSD and a lot of shit that I've always just been like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Whatever. And so I've been dealing with a lot of inner child work lately, and I've been doing it on my own. And I have nobody to talk to. And because I don't have mental health insurance, I've been doing it on my own, and it has been overwhelming to me. And so I have all this shit going on.
It's tough trying to do it on your own.
Yeah. And so my friend Erica Rhodes, who's a comic, she told me about somebody. I'm going to go after this to therapy session. But yeah, like I'm working on it. Like I got scared for a minute. Like I was like, what's happening? So yeah. So it's cool. I'll tell you more about
Okay.
this thing, but it's like,
You should watch Chelsea Does on Netflix because she went away with like 7 people and they all did ayahuasca. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but she had a trauma from her brother.
Chelsea
and-
Handler?
Yeah, but it was a whole episode dedicated to it. It's on Netflix. You should check it out.
Oh my God, I totally will.
Did
I have
did it
one
make
from
her a
my
nicer
brother
person?
too.
I don't know if it
Well,
made
what
her
if I had
nicer.
trauma from her show?
What, yeah, Chelsea
Yeah, that's
lately.
right.
I've got some trauma from that fucking show.
Yeah, it's like I always like I mean I thought I was depressed, but then I was like that I'm hot. So
Well, it just seems like
no,
from
I'm
the-
kidding.
I
I'm
can
kidding.
re-
I'm kidding.
I can
Krista,
relate.
Krista, it just seems from the outside, like just knowing you that you're doing really well. Like,
Thank you.
I mean, you're kicking ass. You're doing well. As like you're a brand new comic, but you're doing really well. In
Thank
that you got
you.
unlimited potential. You got all these friends. You were in a movie last week.
yeah.
I mean, with Oscar star. I mean, Mira Sorvino.
Yeah. Nope.
Mina Savary won an Oscar for American Beauty.
Yeah.
And everyone like you sold out the Ice House. So many people care about you. Is it just sometimes like when you go home by yourself, you get bummed out?
No, it's
it's-
oh God, it's such a deeper, heavier thing. It's like there's like a blanket on top of me, a really heavy blanket all the time. And I can't seem to get out from underneath it. That's the best way to describe it. Like I don't know. Like it's just like
So even when you're laughing and because whenever I say you're laughing and having a good time,
And you're such a light.
It's
People
still-
love you. You walk in a room and you feel the presence when you
oh
walk
God,
into a room.
thank you. I don't know. Like I don't.
well, you know you better.
You
than
know what it
anybody else.
is? I think all depression. My own personal thought is that all depression is a relationship issue, and a relationship to myself, a relationship to other people. When you say you have problems at work, it's usually your coworkers. When you say you have problems at home, it's usually somebody that's related there, and you can get depressed from that kind of stuff. But mine. I've had my whole thing when I was growing up, I didn't have any support from my family. And I left home when I was 13 and I lived on the streets when I was a kid. And there was like, I had a lot of sexual abuse in my family, to me, like a lot. And but I was a really hot toddler. So it wasn't my fault. But I think there was a lot of stuff, and I just fragmented into so many different places just to be okay. But it's why, and my family wasn't there, so I never felt like I fit in, and I still don't. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is like just feeling like I just don't fit in.
So
or
when
like
you were
something's wrong
working and
with
stuff,
me.
when you're working, all this stuff was like, oh, everything's great. You still have these problems, but they're pushed to the side. And
Well,
that
work
kind of a
and
thing.
stuff and doing stand-up stuff, it's a great distraction.
Yeah.
You know, I call him the angry little dwarf inside me. Once he starts going and starts kicking the shit out of me,
Yeah.
telling me what a piece of shit I am and worthless and I will never become anything. You know, when you do get
Which is just like
something-
your dad or your mom or whoever did that to you, right?
It was my dad.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it was really interesting when you said the relationships. That was really on point. But, you know, when you start doing stand-up like I have, when you do stand-up, when you get work, it's a nice distraction. But as soon as that's done, you're never
back.
going to work again. You're never going to get back up on stage again. You're a worthless piece of shit. It just starts. It's a horrible cycle to get in, and it just keeps dragging you down and down and down. So I could be on a 22 episode series like Friends or something, and
It's gonna come
feel like
back.
a piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're looking to get filled up emotionally from something outside, and mine's been with relationships, but you have a solid relationship, and so that's been my breaking point too.
Now, going through so much as a young kid, and especially as a young woman, how do you feel that's impacted you, how you parent and the relationship?
That's actually really interesting, because with my son, like my son is the only family member that I have, that I know, that I talk to.
And you guys are very close.
Oh my God, he's the greatest freaking person in the world. I'm so proud of him. Like, he's everything to me. But when he was younger, I was more like a smother than a mother. Like, I had a GPS on his backpack when he was when he was in kindergarten. Like, I didn't want anybody to take him. Things like that happened.
But you were
to
also
me.
raising them by yourself.
Yes. I was doing it all by myself, but I also had a nanny and, you know, whatever, but I was working like crazy and things were really great for me. And, you know, like, I mean, as far as like financially and all that, but man, I remember one time the neighbor took him to go get ice cream and I didn't know about it. They were playing outside. Dinner was ready. I went out to get him and none of the kids were there. Now,
That
but none
that's a
of,
shit your pants moment.
yeah, but also, if none of the kids, if there were all the kids and he wasn't there, maybe that's even more scary. But none of the kids were there. Now, instead of thinking, oh, I'm sure a parent, he went over to somebody's house. I went to everybody's house. I couldn't find, nobody knew where he was. And I called the police, and the police like came to the house, and I was like,
that's not bad parenting though.
Oh,
when your kid's missing, that's normal.
But he was missing for maybe 45 minutes.
How old was he?
He was probably 7.
I think that's pretty good parenting.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he was really embarrassed because he pulled up and there were like 2 police cars. There was
I think you had good intentions. You thought that somebody would.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think that there was, I think also I was trying to overcompensate so much for whatever it was. I did him a huge disservice. Honestly, I did everything for him. Everything. Like he had his nanny, I had an assistant, I had a housekeeper, like everybody took care of him. I didn't teach him that he could do it on his own. You know what I mean?
When did you reach that point where you realized that?
It was actually him teaching me and saying enough. You know what I mean? And that was probably...
How old was he?
He was probably around 18.
When he was going to open up his own weed company?
Yeah. He was going to start a weed business.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was. He was going to start a weed business. I was really proud of him.
Oh,
He's
man.
a
Can you imagine if he
businessman.
did?
Well, he was going to go in on it with him. They
Yeah.
were going to go together.
Well, that would have been awesome now. I mean, what do they call it?
Yeah,
The green rush?
Yeah. He was. We were trying to think of like what to do. Like I don't know, but yeah, he was like so. He was like, I have been so sheltered for so long, and I need you to let me go. And it was really hard, and I'm still learning how to do that. Like right now, he's about to start this line producing job, and he's doing great, but he's also not working right now. And so he was talking about not having money, and he was like, God, rent is, I'm like worried about rent. He doesn't live with me anymore. And so I Venmo'd him $1,500.
He's 21 though.
Yeah.
That's not the worst parenting thing. I mean, the kids, if he has a job coming up, it's kind of alone. sort of.
Understood, but this is what Jake did. He sent that Venmo right back to me. And he
Wow.
said, if I need money, I will ask you. Because how this makes me feel is that you don't think that I can do it, I can't do it on my own. And he's done this a few times to me. That's not the first time
My
he's
son
done
Jack
it.
would have written back. It's about time.
Yeah, right?
Well, you know the gays. We just take and
know.
take and take
Just
and take.
take.
We're like, I need a new scarf. Send me a check.
Send $1,500, Dad.
So anyway, yeah. So he's taught me a lot.
That's
Just like he's amazing. He's
How
just
old was he
amazing.
when he moved out?
He was 19.
How'd you take it?
It was really hard. I ended up dating somebody that was basically mentally a child. I had that empty nest syndrome, so I decided to start dating somebody that was a man child and took care of him. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Was this the fighter?
No, the 5'6" Persian cage fighting rapper. No, I was married to him.
Did your boyfriend play Fortnite?
Oh,
Is
Mams?
that just all the time?
What was his name?
Mams.
Mams. Yeah,
But
okay.
no, I just make a joke about that. He hates when I say that, but we're friends now.
Yeah.
But we had a really rough one there.
I read a quote that you love men because they're little boys as well. You like the little boy aspect of them, but they still need to be treated like men. Do you still feel like that way?
You know what? I think that was me making excuses.
Okay.
And
Because I
think-
wondered how old these quotes were.
Yeah,
just talking to you now.
If those are, yeah, I think I was dating George
I
at
think
the
men
time.
are beautiful creatures.
And I think.
Well, if you were dating George Clooney then yeah, that would make sense.
Well, I think
he's a beautiful creation.
he is a beautiful creation. I definitely, I don't know. I mean, I do love that men are little boys because I think that I am definitely internally a little girl in a lot of ways. And so I definitely attract that. But I also want to be taken care of. You know what I mean? And emotionally for sure. And I have fallen into most of my relationships where I'm not. And that's just recreated from my first family and where I came from, which is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep doing it until we heal that shit. And that's where it all comes from. So I'm single, and I'm going to stay that way.
That was my next question. Are you seeing anybody?
No. I just ended a relationship that has been going on for 3 years. And it's been back and forth, and it's just been brutal, like absolutely invalidation of feelings. Like there's just been nothing there. But I kept trying.
But some of it does make good comedy, like when he wouldn't add you on Instagram.
Yes.
He wouldn't add you on Instagram?
It's not that he wouldn't. It's just that I think what
I'll kill this motherfucker. Where is he?
Right? Don't
he
get
did.
Nicky mad.
He ended up doing it, but it was after I freaked out, and then I was the weird one. I was like, I don't know. Are you embarrassed? Have you talked so bad about me that you're embarrassed to add me? Because people are like, I don't know what's going on. I was so insecure about it.
I'd be like, what are you hiding? I'm a Lifetime watcher. You
Yeah.
know that. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who do you kill?
Yeah.
Where's the body? Is it in a lake? Which are the
It's-
Finger Lakes?
It's so true. And there were all things like that were happening.
But
And
you deserve so much better than that. That's like the beyond below the minimum. I mean,
it was really below the minimum on every level. But Saturday, I called him up and I said, please lose my number. Do not ever call me again. And I meant it.
How do you take it?
I
He
haven't
started
heard from
following
him.
her on Instagram.
No, and I did it for me. I mean, it was like real. I think that's what kind of sent me into this tailspin too, because I was like, I'm doing this. Like I'm healing the inner wounded child. I'm like,
Good for you.
I'm gonna reparent that part of myself, and like, no, stop chasing.
Good for you.
No more.
You
So.
need to be chased.
Yay!
You need to
Yeah.
be chased.
Definitely need to be
That's what
chased.
you were saying. Remember that guy that came on stage? You were telling me about that yesterday, and I was like, there was some guy that went on stage. I was like, why? I want somebody like I wish somebody. What did I say?
he said, is it so bad that I just want a guy like that? And I looked at him. I'm like, what?
Why are you
Like,
talking during my set?
You're here. Like he should be wanting a girl like you.
Right.
Like well, what am I missing? It's like a strip club. You know how like you go to a strip club and you're like all these beautiful women and you're like, man, this would be great if there was no money involved.
Yeah, there are nights I felt that way.
Like if all these girls just wanted to give you lap dances and talk to you. And like,
that would be called Coachella. So no.
like what?
Or Burning Man. Either one. Yeah.
See, one thing that I mean, I obviously have a different perspective of you than like most men. I have a lot of famous friends and a lot of beautiful women that I'm friends with, and I actually
this is where
worry
name
about
drops.
you.
What is going
No,
on
I
right now?
worry about you because I
Nikki's
know that
gonna
there's
name
a
drop.
lot of men that show up at your place. So do you ever worry about security?
that's true.
Or like, do you ever worry?
A lot of men that show up at my place.
know
show up
at
at
your
your
comedy
at
club.
your shows, or if
Yeah.
you're
Oh.
somewhere. How do you deal with that?
I don't like. You know what? There's never been anybody weird. There's never
Oh,
been.
really? Because I was harassed for saying I was your
Oh.
during a show. I said that Krista
that's
was my
right.
aunt. Somebody took me at the back of the bar. He goes, "Is Krista really your aunt?"
No, there are some people that are like flying from other countries and stuff. Like,
Oh, look, all of it.
to see your comedy show.
But nobody. Nothing's ever happened. Nothing's ever happened.
You're gonna need a bodyguard though. Eventually, at a certain point in your comedy, you're
I
gonna
read
have to get a
online that
bodyguard.
you handled a burglar.
I did. This was a year ago.
They started dating and then.
And then no, it was a female. It was,
It was
a
a
lady.
bondage fetish.
It was a lady It was a lady. I came home and I luckily came home. I forgot something at my house. I was on my way to an audition, and I came home.
Did she break in and tidy up? What?
No, well, that's funny that you say that. I came home and my gate was open and my dog was outside.
Oh.
And he's my beagle. His name's Jack the Beagle. He's amazing. And he was outside and he couldn't move. And I thought I left the gate open and he got hit by a car. And I was freaked. He was crying and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't know what to do, and I picked him up and I was gonna call the vet, and I walked inside and there was a woman standing in my house, a Mexican woman standing in my house, and my place was ransacked, and the first thought that I had was, is this the cleaning lady? Because they're doing a terrible job.
That's so funny.
and then I realized she was eating. There was a bottle of wine open, and she was taking pills out of a cabinet, and I just literally I put my dog down and I rolled up on her and I threw her arms behind her back, threw them into me, raised something happened to me.
You got gangster.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
And I pulled up she had a big sweatshirt on, and I was seeing if she had anything in her pockets while I had her up against me.
How do you know all this?
I don't know.
Being in Lifetime movies.
Yes, being in Lifetime.
Come
movies.
on.
Right? I think so. Thank you,
So,
Lifetime.
so
But
instinct and adrenaline kick in, and you just.
She had a makeup brush, 2 lighters, a flask, and my vibrator.
Wow.
What a
Wow.
fucking
So
nut.
she was a fan.
Wow.
Your fan broke in.
That's what she
And
She
those
had.
were
wanted
the
those
things
Krista Allen creative juices.
She
Ew.
ransacked your apartment for a makeup brush and a
Yeah,
vibrator.
it was really sad though, you guys.
It was Mira
because-
Sorvino.
Also,
It was really sad though because my dog got really hurt and she sprained his back and she dislocated 2 discs in his neck.
No.
Oh.
And he still can't really walk really well, and it was like $18,000 for the surgery. And she went to jail, but they let her out. And here's the thing: everything changed with me because I did talk to her. I made her stay there until until the police came. But she was like, she was like, no habla inglés. So
Was she crazy?
She was homeless, and she was like, no habla
No, she was in
inglés.
Mensa. I mean,
Yeah.
No.
But I went on.
She broke in. She did my taxes. It was
I went on Google Translate and I talked to her because I wanted to know what happened to my dog, and so I was just typing in what questions and on Google Translate to talk to her.
And what did she do to the little guy? She kicked
She
him?
started bawling her head off, and she was crying, and she was saying she was sorry. She said she had just gotten in a fight. She said there was like all this like whatever. So I was like trying to follow it, and then I was really upset about my dog, obviously. But then I started thinking, you know what? I'm really upset that our system is so broken. What I found is that she has been in and out of jail like 8 times in the last year. So she keeps doing this, and other people are getting not the dog thing, but breaking into places. And she nobody's.
she should be sent back to Mexico.
And they're not because but
We really don't need her.
How is the vibrator? Still intact.
Yeah, I
Thank God.
actually
Did your
using
boyfriend
it right
follow her on
now, so it's going really good.
Did your boyfriend follow her on Instagram?
No.
Oh,
God. Oh, that was one of the times we broke up. So, anyway,
That's
Wow.
pretty badass of
Well,
you.
how long
That's
ago
really
was this?
badass.
this was a year ago.
Damn.
This was literally a year. This was a little over a year ago.
Your life is
So-
like. It's like the scary part is that everything you say is true.
Mm-hmm.
Because so I was like, oh, she's exaggerating. Like there's nothing you say.
Like the
but then you
sushi
put
thing.
yourself in these situations. Like you actively seek out doing ayahuasca in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, what are you doing this weekend? Going to Burning Man.
Right.
Going here.
Which is great for stand up.
Which
To be a
is
stand
great,
up, like
but
you
you're
put
also
yourself in
like
these situations, and you have these things that happen in your life that are hilarious.
But this isn't. I'm not in the middle of a jungle. It's like a full on thing. And if you read the reviews, I'm telling you that it is amazing. I'm going to show you
How
this.
much is it?
It's $50,000 for 4 weeks, or $75,000 for 6.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah,
what?
and
That's not bad.
it's all included. Like there's no hidden.
Not bad.
fees.
50 grand for a month.
No.
I mean, but
Hey, look, there's places that are like
There's
35,
places-
40,000 that are shitholes.
yeah, but insurance covers a lot of those places.
No.
Really?
No.
One of my friends, my cousin went, and the insurance covered. He had a state job in New York.
You know, some places do, but it depends. Like SAG isn't super great about that kind of
No.
stuff. And I'm on plan 2 for insurance, so I don't get mental health
Right.
anymore because I'm not making enough money to meet my plan 1
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
I'm on plan 2 as well.
Yeah. So anyway, so they don't do that for us, but whatevs.
I just went to therapy 2 weeks ago.
Really?
First time?
And I think she thinks I'm crazy because first of all, I sat down and I couldn't stop talking.
Did she
I
get-
think she thinks I've been kept in a bunker for the last 5 years. because
Did she help you with your gay problem?
she recommended a conversion camp, and I'll let you know how it
And-
goes.
Okay.
I
That's
can't bring my
hilarious.
Louis
'Cause we
Vuitton
can-
duffel.
We can turn you around. You
Yeah.
know, it's,
I think there's still time. Thank you.
Nikki's looking for a good guy out there.
Nikki
Yeah.
is such a good guy. You two together would be fantastic.
I know. We wouldn't even have sex. We'd be like a real married couple.
Yeah, I would love
Not
that.
this married
He
couple.
got a lap dance one time from a girl, and he started crying.
It was
No,
horrible.
I was with. Oh, really? I was gonna say I was with somebody that I barely had sex with. So I need to do like ever.
As long as you promise to hold me after, I'm in.
Wait, you had sex with a girl and you cried?
No, I've never
Oh.
had sex. I've
I
never
thought
even
that's what
touched a
you just said.
vagina.
No, he got a lap dance. Started.
Oh, a lap
I
dance.
went to a strip club and yeah, it was horrible. I've never even touched a vagina.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Well, maybe that's something we should do right here on the show. We got the cameras.
Yeah, I mean,
You could
Touch
be
my
Nikki's.
vagina.
You could be Nikki's first.
that sounds awful.
I like
that
you too
literally
much.
We
just
have an
turned my
exclusive
stomach.
here on Daddy
And the
Issues.
show is now canceled.
You said you liked sushi.
What would surprise us about you as a lover? Because so many men love you.
Oh God, that is such a hard question. No pun intended. I don't know. Give me ideas. I don't know what would surprise.
I could see you being very sensual and smelling like peppermint. That's my fantasy of how I picture you in the bedroom.
Like peppermint. Though?
I picture you in like a beautiful pink.
Your fantasy is having a big cock. So,
Yeah.
I'm kind of. No, I would say I'm pretty hippie.
You guys are sick.
I'm pretty free love. I'm
wait,
pretty.
yeah, no, I was gonna ask you about that because
So you have a big
the
bush?
armpit hair.
You got the big bush?
No, I don't.
Like-
Do I have armpit hair?
No, but you did like a couple weeks ago.
That wasn't on purpose.
Oh, really?
Are
you Italian?
No, that was
Was that 5 o'clock-
depression.
it was
That
5
was
o'clock shadow?
That was depression. I probably hadn't showered in 2 days.
Depression on what? Everyone that came in contact with you?
Mm-hmm.
No, like we got depressed.
Yeah.
No, like,
I didn't even know.
I didn't know.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! Look at that hot girl. Oh God! Look at the pits.
I thought that was like a
feel so-
statement or something. Or
No, I didn't even know that I had armpit
oh,
hair.
really?
No.
All right, we gotta get you help.
Yeah.
Before I was like on the fence of your depression, but now
now we really do.
no, because people were commenting on Facebook. You posted a picture. And people
what are
were
you
like,
talking about?
yeah, one of your pictures. Someone's like, oh, I'm happy you shave your armpits or something.
No, that's because that's the wait what?
Oh,
You're going off of a comments on a thing, but you didn't see armpit hair.
I did a little bit. I have to be honest.
Where?
We could take this out.
No, it's fine. I think it's hilarious, but like in general,
Like,
no,
I
I don't.
feel like I'm with my wife. I got caught saying
Explain.
something. Like,
No, because I think you read a comment. and
no. You came over for coaching, and you're a little armpit hair, and I thought maybe this was like this is like the new thing or
But
something.
I could see.
No. And then,
I
like-
could see you rocking a little bit.
Oh
armpit
God, I
hair.
would never.
and then
I would
and then
never.
and then on your Facebook, someone said something about armpit hair. So I said, oh, okay, maybe this is like her new thing.
I think it's just because my arm was up, and
Oh.
somebody was like, "At least you shaved your armpits." Like I think
Oh.
they were just joking.
Oh, okay.
But
It's
like-
okay. We could take it out. I don't want you to be known that you have hairy armpits.
I don't care.
Oh, good. Okay. Then
Yeah,
it's kind
no,
of funny.
it's
No, I just. No.
You don't. I'm taking a good look at them right now.
No, your armpits look great
You don't.
now. That's good. So
yeah.
I'm not concerned about your armpit hair. It's more your mustache that kind of throws
No,
me off.
come
that
on.
one, I'm telling you, that is the statement.
No, because you were writing jokes about having a hairy bush, and then.
But I really didn't.
oh.
Oh, well, actually, I did, but it wasn't anything crazy. Yes.
Okay, so then I was like, okay, maybe she's like her thing now. Like.
So I was single for a while,
Right.
for a long. We're not, I was in the middle
So you
of
let
a
things
long
go
breakup,
for a little while.
and I was just like, I'm just gonna let it go. Let's see what happens. So I made a joke about it on stage. and-
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is how rumors get started.
No, whether or not, listen. Some
When the
guys,
show comes out, it's
some
gonna be
guys
all
are into
over
hairy.
like Us
I don't
magazine.
care. You're a beautiful lady.
The
Obviously.
bush is back
You're
too,
very
Adam.
sweet. Guess what, you guys?
The bush is back.
I gotta go.
She's got to go.
Shave.
She's got to go. shave the bush.
I mean, we love having you, and we love having you around. You really are such a energy, and
You
I
are.
love watching you perform every week at the Dime.
You're
and
the best.
Thank
Thank you.
This
welcome.
sounds hokey, but you are a ray of sunshine. You really are. Every time I see you, you pick me up, and you're like the brightest light in a room.
Oh,
You're a
thank
beautiful
you.
lady. You're funny. You're sweet, and we need to find you a good guy.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
you deserve one. You're a beautiful person.
You know what? First, I gotta be good to myself, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I think anybody right now that I attract, I am off because I will literally go for the person that would be the normal, emotionally unavailable.
I think you're a lot
avoidance.
healthier than you think you are.
Maybe.
that
Because
as
the fact that also you're talking about it. Most people have your problems, but they're so fucking stored in
Yeah.
that like you would never even know it. Like you're an open book.
Yeah,
so
I am.
I think that like I'm not really worried about you for real.
Yeah.
And you're a brilliant performer, and you're gonna book
Thank
millions
you.
of more shows.
Very
and
funny lady.
It's all
very,
good.
very funny.
Thanks, guys.
Beautiful inside.
We're
now.
fans. We're fans.
Gosh,
we are
thank
fans
you.
of the Krista Allen.
Thank you.
That's what we're gonna call you now, the Krista Allen.
I think you should.
We're gonna refer to you only in third person.
There's
from
only,
here on out.
there's only one.
Only.
I'm not gonna get a
one.
text about like you brought up the armpit hair, right? Because I'll feel really bad if I get
No, we can
Okay.
talk about armpit hair and my bush and me shitting. We can talk about it all.
that. Okay, all right. If I get,
We've covered
I don't
it
wanna,
all
I
here
don't
on
wanna-
Daddy
I don't-
Issues.
I don't want you to think I like tricked you and did, like surprise. I'm taking
No.
notes. Okay.
No, we can talk about it all. I was just asking because I was like, wait, did you see it? Was it
I
weird?
kind of saw a little bit, but it might have just been me. I'm very paranoid about that shit. Like
Your armpit hair?
just the hair in general on females. Like
Yeah.
my wife one time, I was like, baby, let's go shave each other. You know, like I like grabbed her leg. She still doesn't let me like forget about that. Like that was the like she got so angry.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But like she laughed. I was like, let's go in the shower and shave each other. And she was like, "What?" And then she got all angry and like ran away.
That's really funny.
But so maybe I was seeing things.
No, I mean, it's
It might have been your
possible.
hair.
I used to shave my armpits in middle school, and then we went to Dorney Park to the water park, and I forgot to shave my armpits, and I refused to take my shirt off because I didn't want anyone to see I had armpit hair. I was in the
Really?
7th grade.
I trim my armpit hair.
So I was always
my
a
wife
little
thinks it's
off.
Weird.
Was this before you came out or after?
That's
Before.
amazing.
Because I don't like the
Shocking.
color. I don't like the color of my armpit hair.
What color is it? Purple?
No, it's kind of like
It's gray.
kind of like a yellowy. Like it's not blonde.
Oh,
it's not
right.
Well, you're
brown.
Scottish.
But it's not even ginger. Like I'd get red hair in my beard before it went gray, but I'd had a little. But it's just it's an icky yellow.
Yeah.
So I trim it to the point that I still have hair, but you can't see the color
I think
of it.
I think you do
It's
what
gross.
you.
It's
I think
I
we've
hate
all
it.
learned something about each
I
other
hate it.
today, and I
hate it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Adam.
What do you-
Adam
what do you trim?
Adam has violet pubes, and now's the time to admit it.
No, but I have used like my my wife's razor and like shaved my face, and then realized that was on her vagina a couple days
Nothing
ago.
wrong with that,
No, I
but-
didn't care, but it was just like walking around like, something feels familiar.
Yeah.
and that yeast infection joke is true. Like that was my ex. I went down on her and something tasted funny.
Oh God.
And I go, "Do you have a yeast infection?" She goes, "Do I? What am I, a fucking taste tester?" Like,
Yeah.
Why
there's
would
a
I-
definite-
God.
It's a bit tangy.
You were in a focus group
Oh
that
my
day. You
God.
didn't know it.
It
Tangy
is.
is
It
the
is.
worst word to describe a vagina.
But it is. It is. It's got a little snap to it. There's
well,
some-
you went down on girls that had them before?
yeah.
That's like your thing.
He's
I
like,
told you there's
yeah,
things
all
you
the
don't know
time.
about me.
What
No,
Canadian
it's
is it?
one of those things that what, it's a Canadian thing.
Yeah, Canadian.
Maple
All right, I gotta
syrup,
go.
maple syrup, and yeast infections. And
I
on
love
that
you guys.
note, thank you, Krista Allen. For
Thank you
coming
so
to
much,
join us.
Krista.
I love
We
you. I
love
love you. I love
you.
you. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you, Krista. Great job.
Check out this funny lady at the Dime. Adam
Yeah.
will
And Krista
Tell us where we
Allen
can follow
XO.
you.
Krista Allen
I-
XO, and you'll find
Yeah.
out where she's performing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
You have to come
Love
and
you
see her.
guys. Bye.
We love you.
Thank you, Krista.
Thank you.
All right. So,
All right.
did we wrap this up, or are we
I
going to
say
get
we
into
wrap.
Nikki's notables?
I say we wrap it up. Keep those for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues. Adam, what do you got coming up?
Well, is this podcast coming out this year?
No. So what do you got coming up next year?
Go to adamhunter.com. It has all my dates and all my listings. So yeah.
Nikki, my boy, what do you got?
You can find me at Chick-fil-A, disgracing my people. No, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nicky Paris, bitch.
And me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff at I'm Dean McDermott. And thank you guys for listening. Be good to everyone out there. And remember, it's good to shave your bush once in a while.
Thanks.
Peace out.
Peace out.